Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome out to another episode of According to Kaz and Queen. And as always, I am Kaz.
And I'm Queen.
And these are conversations brought to you by a husband and wife that we have in the privacy of our own home that we bring to you in public, if you will, to laugh, to cry, to make you think, to be introspective, but most of all, to open the lines of communication between husbands and wives, men and women, friends and lovers, all that good stuff. You know the drill. We are currently on all streaming services. You can follow us on all social media platforms. Of course, we're on Spotify, Apple Play, Google Play, Amazon Music, wherever you listen to podcasts. You know, the audio type, we're there. We're on all social media platforms. We're on Facebook at Kaz and Queen, Instagram at Kaz and Queen, Twitter at Kaz and Queen, and TikTok at Kaz and Queen. All right. You know the drill. And of course, if you'd rather see our bright, shiny faces, we are on YouTube, youtube.com/Brad Kamikaze Franklin, youtube.com/Brad Kamikaze Franklin. You know the drill. I'm going to put my fingers right here. You'll see that on the screen if you're watching us on YouTube. Go subscribe to that channel. Subscribe and turn on the notifications and tell a friend. All right. We are inching towards 1,000 subscribers. You can also listen to us on Black with No Chaser Radio. Just download the BWNC radio app. It's a lot of really dope podcasts over there. Shouts out to CJ and the whole crew over there at Black with No Chaser for having According to Kaz and Queen on that platform. That's pretty dope. And this is brought to you by the Kundi Collection. You see it. Heel shirts on right here. This design, of course, created by my beautiful bride. All right. The heel shirts are available at www.kundicollective.com. www.kundicollective.com. Make sure you're checking it out and make sure you keep joining and tuning in. All right. So we are here. We're going to get this thing started. I'm going to start off right off the bat because this has been pressing me for the entirety of the day here. I saw Chrisean. She got Blueface tatted on her face. You saw that? Mm-hmm. You did?
Yes.
What I want to know now is, and I think the people of America that are listening to this want to know, where is my face tattoo of me on your face? Let's just start there. Okay. Let's just cut right to the chase. Let's just get this out here in the open right now. My face on your face, my tattoo. Where is it?
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to you.
To me?
Yes, I'm talking to you.
Where is your face on my face?
Where is my face on your face? Because, you know, I don't know the level of love that Chrisean has for Blueface, but I know that you love me. I know that my wife loves me. You love me, right?
I do.
And you love me hard.
Hard.
Yes. When are you getting my face tattooed on your face?
Never.
Because that is the, wait a minute. You answered too fast. Hold on.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
My bad.
Because that may be the new standard to determine the level of love that exists. We've been doing this for 14 years and several years before that.
That's
and you got that. You got that pretty face
for idiots.
For idiots?
Yeah. There's a better word out there than idiots, but I can't think of one.
All right.
Immaturity, trauma bonds, all that extra unhealthy stuff.
So is that a no?
A no to
tattoo on my face on your face?
Yeah, that's a no.
Is that a hard no? Is there any wiggle room in that?
It could not possibly get harder. I'm not tattooing your face on any part of my body.
What about my name? Will you put my name on your face?
No.
These no's are coming out so fast and so quickly. I'm not even able to prepare myself for them. Not my name on your face.
You don't have a tattoo of me on you, do you?
Okay, well, see, here's the thing.
Where's the thing? Tell me where. Take me to the thing.
That's different.
How?
It's different.
Why?
Because we talking about Chrisean and Blueface, and she has Blueface tattooed on her face.
Yes, but you asked me a question about me personally. So
yes.
In my answer,
I
have to know where your tattoo is.
In this instance, we're talking about the woman getting the man's face tattooed on her face. This is about you. Now, don't make this about me, because it's not about me. It's about you and your level of love.
It's about you, because in order for me to make my decision, I have to know why you ain't got one.
Are you saying that you'll get one if I get a tattoo of your face on my face?
No, that's not what I'm saying. But I think you could understand my position a little bit better if you just answer the question for yourself.
I've got a beard. In order for me to get a tattoo of your face on my forehead,
yep.
Now that's just ridiculous. Okay,
hers is like right here.
It's on her. No, it's on her cheek. It's on like the meaty part of her cheek. It's down here in the dimple area.
I don't know. It's crazy. I'm not doing that, and she shouldn't have done it.
What do you think the end game is for that? Because they're not even really supposed to be together. They're supposed to be mad at each other. Clearly, it's a trauma bond that is going on. But when is she going to come out of that? Because here's my thing. I see two ends to this. I see her popping up one day and getting old and wise enough to say, this is ridiculous. And I hope and pray that she has the money to go get that lasered off her face when that day comes. Or there's going to be some bodily harm that's going to come to her, and she may no longer be with us because of the toxicity of that relationship. I see that as a two end.
Do we know how
They're in the
old
20s.
she is?
In the 20s.
So there's plenty of the problem with the tattoo is that she's too young for that sort of commitment. Clearly, committing is not a thing that either one of them are good at. So she's too young for a lifelong commitment of somebody's face. But she already had one tattoo that she got lasered off. So I'm thinking that in her mind, she's thinking, I'll just laser it off later or something like that. But at any rate, she got a whole lot of life to live, a whole lot of healing to do. And she ain't ready. She's not at the point where she's ready to even look at herself and look at the situation. I was looking at a live she was doing, and she was just literally on the live. She wasn't doing anything, talking about anything or correcting anything. Not the part I saw. I'll admit that I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched enough of it to see that she wasn't speaking
doing anything.
Right. But the comments under there was going in on her, in on her. She was oblivious. I don't know if she couldn't see the comments or if she is deliberate about trolling or getting on there so people can follow her or what. I don't know what she's doing.
Well, you're getting paid. Once you get to her level of engagement and her level of followers, you can get paid by the amount of time and the amount of people that watch your live videos. A lot of people will just go live and just be there for the sake of being there.
Well, I guess she accomplished that because there were people on the live because they came on just to tell her how foolish she was. Mm-hmm. So if that's her plan, then I guess, getting him plastered all over your face while he's in jail, sis. Like, he's in jail. And before he went to jail, he was with the other chick. Y'all wasn't even together. So I don't know what she doing. She got a baby. It's the most unhealthy thing that we get to see since Bobby and Whitney. And Bobby and Whitney held they stuff back some. We get to see them play right out in front of us.
Well, Bobby and Whitney had an element of talent that we could be distracted occasionally because they'd have some hit records.
And they were very clearly on drugs.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I guess one could say the same for Blueface and Chrisean. I don't know. I mean, we know
who
she's
knows
smoking,
these days. Yeah, she is smoking.
But
I don't know. I mean, a lot of those cats out there snorting powder, what I'm saying, in this day and age, that seems to be a regular thing. People are doing that like out in the open in front of people now.
Yes, it's weird.
It's craziest shit I've ever seen before.
Do you know that I can see you?
Yes, we can see you snorting that cocaine, sir. Why are you doing that? Right here.
What's wrong with y'all?
It's crazy. Like, you're just taking it out and you're snorting it like, hey, you want some of this?
No.
That's crazy.
I'm not. And I'm insulted that you asking me. What is wrong with you? Do I look like I want some?
That's the craziest shit.
It's normalized now.
People are snorting powder in the wild.
But I have become really desensitized to Chrisean. I don't know. I used to feel kind of sorry for her. I pitied her. I even prayed for her. You know what I'm saying? But that's one of them situations where I'm going to keep my prayer to myself, at this point. Because I think she's choosing hardship.
You feel like your prayer. We talked about this on, was this season 1? It might have been season 1 on one of those episodes.
We on 3 now?
Yeah.
It might have been too.
Could have been too.
Revisited it.
We was talking about your prayers landing. So you think you throw that prayer out there. You think you're wasting it if you throw that prayer out there to Chrisean. You think you're wasting it?
I don't know if prayers can be wasted. Time can be though.
I mean, it takes time for you to pray if you're praying good.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm wasting the prayer as much as I am wasting my time.
Because she's definitely not ready. Like, the more people pile on and say she looks foolish, the worse she's going to go in. Mm-hmm. That is that syndrome, because Whitney did the same thing. Mm-hmm. If we're being serious, a lot of these, you see women go through this cycle of utter defiance, because the tattoo to me is just defiance. Yeah. I don't know if I really even still like this dude like that, but I'm going to get his face tattooed on my face just because y'all don't think I need to be fooling with him.
But we've also talked about this being the age of shock and awe.
Yes.
So if that's what you into, and clearly she is, because everything she do is for that purpose. Mm-hmm. So if that's where you are, then you hit a lick when you did the tattoo on the face. I mean, I just hope there are no people out there who think this is cool in any way, shape, or fashion. I mean, it's one thing to do the name. I wouldn't do that either. I'd do a symbol or something that both of us, that represents us both, that means something to us.
You willing to put that on your face?
I'm not tatting my face.
Okay.
Under any circumstances.
That's a hard no on that, period.
That's just not me. That's not my thing. I don't have no problem.
I wouldn't want you to do that anyway, baby.
It's not my thing. I'm not going to tat my face. In fact, at any given point, every tattoo I have can be covered up if I choose to. And I can show every one of them if I want to. But I like to be able to have that choice.
Because you're going to get older at some point.
Absolutely. The tattoo I have right here is the only one I regret. The placement, because it is absolutely representative of that one season of my life. It doesn't represent anything before,
the titty tattoo,
or after. It represents where I was right then, and I have to look at that tattoo every time I look in the mirror, and I be like, I'm not there no more. That doesn't represent me anymore, but it's there. I mean, it kind of represents me, but not as boldly and loudly as it was at one point. So if we're going to continue to change, one could argue that in 3 years, you're not going to be thinking about Blueface.
Is that the only tattoo that you regret?
Yes. And I'm not really going to say I regret it as much as I wouldn't do it again.
What about my favorite? It's not my favorite, but
I don't regret that one because it was just badly done.
That was terribly done.
It wasn't terrible. It was just not necessarily the best.
I call it the flaming turkey. But it was not supposed to be flaming. Was it supposed to be a turkey, or was it supposed to be flaming?
It's not a turkey at all, you fool.
It was supposed to be flaming.
It's supposed to be a heart, a flaming heart.
Okay, that's what it was. The flaming was supposed to be there, but it looks like a turkey on fire. Is what it looks like. We had a tattoo guy, ladies and gentlemen, that used to tattoo us.
The man was drinking Jim Beam.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell y'all a quick story real quick. Okay, so David Banner and I in a group called Crooked Letters, we went to Mobile, Alabama. It was one of our first shows on the road. We had a big record in Alabama. We were brought there by WBLX in Mobile. Shouts out to all the people in Mobile. And we went down on this street. The record store was on this street, and there was a tattoo parlor next to the record store. We went into the tattoo parlor, and there's this old biker looking guy with a beard. His name was Chuck. He said that he was a fan of Crooked Letters because we was getting played on the radio. He listened to the radio. He was a fan of Crooked Letters. He was a fan of the song. And he vowed on that day to give us tattoos for free if we just come in his shop. I got my very first 2 tattoos that are on my arms right now, Julian and Jacole, which is my son's name, my firstborn, my daughter's name. Jacole is her middle name. My son's name is Julian. Both of them were named after me. And I've got it on my arm. And those are the first 2 tattoos that I got. And subsequently from there, because he was giving us free tattoos, we used to get Chuck to be able to drive to Jackson, and he would drive to Jackson, and he would do our tattoos. We would have tattoo parties. Myself with Banner, Jada Groover, Fingerprint, my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time. We would invite people over. Now, they would pay him, I think. I don't know. At some point, it was discount, but they paid.
Depending on how many people we got there.
Yeah, so he would give us our tattoos for free. And we used to get tattoos that no rhyme or reason. We were just getting tattoos because we were drunk. And a lot of these tattoos that we have on, a lot of these tattoos I have now, it was just because I'm getting a free tattoo. And he would do them. We'd be drunk. We get together. We drink. We smoke. We'd be high. We'd be drunk. And we'd be getting tattoos. So I've got tattoos now on me that you can't even see, or you can't even really discern what they are at this time. He did one for my wife that was supposed to be a heart that was supposed to be flaming. And the flames are so jagged. They like straight up. It looks like a turkey that's on fire. And I call it the flaming turkey. And that's a regrettable one. But because we were drunk, you looked at that, by the way. I looked at mine when we got finished and we looked at yours. Yes, it got worse over the years.
It's on my back, so I don't constantly see it.
Yeah. So that night, you looked at it and you was like, hey, this is dope. Roll with it. Yeah, let's go.
More like roll with it.
Yeah. I got several tattoos on me now, and he did them, and it was like, hey, roll with it. I'm pretty sure Chuck is probably deceased now with the life that he was living. I'm not sure, but he was kind of older at the time. This is 30 years ago. He would probably have to be in his 70s right now, if anything. I don't think we'll ever run into anybody that knows him or can tell us, but, you know, I'd be surprised with the amount of Jim Beam that he was drinking. I think that he was snorting cocaine as well. And if I can say so here, unfortunately, I think he was doing a little bit. Maybe it's okay.
Slow down, partner. Slow your roll. Because I already feel in my spirit where you going.
You know what I'm finna say, though, right? Now that we think about it in hindsight, when we think about it.
Not we.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Okay, well, I'm going to say it then. This ain't got nothing to do with you. I mean, now, in hindsight, we laughed about it then, but Chuck may have been doing a bit of sex trafficking while he was coming over here. I'm not exactly sure if he was or not. Definitely might have been bringing ladies across state lines who were not of age. Let's just say that. At the time, we didn't really care. We didn't really know. Now, in hindsight, being a little bit older and a little bit wiser, Chuck had a lot of tattoo awards on his mantle, too, as well. And I guess he was pretty good at one point. But all of my tattoos, except for 2, came from Chuck, as a matter of fact. So, shouts out to Chuck. Rest in peace to Chuck if you're no longer here.
He did my first 3.
He did your first 3. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of people in the Crooked Letters crew that have tattoos from the guy Chuck. But I say that to say that the Flaming Turkey is one of my favorites because that's what I call it, because that's what it looks like. It looks like a flaming turkey on the back.
Anybody out there in viewing land or in the sound of my voice who would like to take on the responsibility challenge is a better word, like to take on the challenge of covering up my tattoo, please reach out.
That's one of your favorite shows.
Yeah.
Is it called Tattoo Rescue? What is it called?
Tattoo cover up or something like that.
That seems like that would be a generically obvious choice for the name of that show. Tattoo cover up.
I think that's it though.
You think so? We'll take a look at that. But anyway, they cover up the tattoos.
I watch those kind of shows all the time. It's not huge. I don't think it'll be difficult to do. Every time I try to go get the tattoo, or when I go with the mindset of getting it done, before I get there, I get some sort of inspiration for something new, which is more important to me. So if because I can't see it, it's not really right.
You may have a sentimental value with the flaming turkey.
Only that my son's name is in it.
I think that's the thing.
And because it was the second. It was the second one. Mm-hmm. But I do want to get it covered up. So anybody out there who would like to take that challenge on, holler at me. I'll send you a picture of it. I'll have my husband take a picture of the flaming turkey I don't think it looks like a
Hey,
turkey.
if somebody can come and cover up that flaming turkey and do something with it, they a hell of a tattoo artist. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
It's not that big. I don't think it'll be that difficult. Not for someone with some skills.
To do something dope, I mean, well, you can figure out there, or maybe they supposed to look at it and figure out what they're gonna do with it. Is that their job? Is that what they do on the show? They look at it and say,
you can tell them what you want, and they do it.
That flaming turkey is a
these
mug.
are like gifted tattoo people.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
you gotta
sure
know
we can
what
find
you're
those. Okay. Well, we were talking about praying a few seconds ago, and Kim Burrell is back in the news again for being Kim Burrell, being the unique person that she is. She was in the church doing a solo. She says that she was ministering at the time, and she said that, when she is ministering, because I don't just sing, she says, I'm ministering as well. So when I'm preaching and I'm ministering and I'm using song to minister at this time, I would like for it to be a solo mission, and I would not like any assistance from the crowd. So much so that she out loud on the mic asked an older lady to stop accompanying her on a song. And then it got silly after that. I know you got a big kick out of it, but
I think it's hilarious.
It just stands to reason. I think Kim Burrell is
unhinged,
and I don't know if she is as anointed as she thinks that she is. She doesn't seem like a very nice person or a very good person. To me,
there is a level of arrogance that just doesn't seem to be very spiritual. But we don't get to make that judgment. But
I guess you're right.
It just doesn't seem welcoming or warm. And from my personal experience, things that are of God are welcoming and embracing. Mm-hmm. So, but I'm not judging the lady. What I will say is she's putting people off. I know God don't operate like that.
Absolutely not.
So, but she is very funny. And I'll say this as well. If she was not doing gospel and she was the same exact person, it'd be tolerated better.
It would be lauded. It would be applauded. Mm-hmm. It would be highlighted.
Yep.
She would be, dare I say, she'd be bigger than she is now, because this is the R&B singer that we have waited for.
Yep.
All of this time.
Yep.
But I don't know of any R&B singer that would not want people singing along with them. That's the whole point of what you're doing, I think, at the end of the day.
I've never been in a situation where a soloist or a preacher or minister or anybody of that ilk had some sort of impression that they couldn't minister if somebody was singing along.
Yeah, I think that's the whole point of ministering, isn't it?
If you
for
can
people to join in,
because that might be my worship, my praise
Could
to
be.
sing at that time. So if you can move me to it, now I can't do it because
if you can move me to it, now I can't do it. You a poet? Didn't even know it.
T-shirt.
There it is.
You can move me to it, but now I can't do it.
There it is.
That's whack.
Kim Burrell, put it at the bottom, right there. You can move me to it, now I can't do it. Is it customary? I think you probably spent more time in the church than I have. Is it customary that you do the solo ministering? I mean, is there any rule or moray that exists within the church that says that Kim Burrell was right to ask that lady to stop joining her? Nothing.
Nah.
Went completely solo.
When song is happening in a way to usher in the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of God, usually it's a devotion where people are singing along. That's automatic.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So
as far as I knew,
for her to be like, God is using me right now. Ma'am with the mask on, ma'am. Like, you're not even in the Spirit because you can't even concentrate on
because you broke out of that.
song.
Yeah.
So you can chastise somebody to tell them that God is using you. Because honestly, if God is using you, you ain't got to tell them. You ain't got to announce it. They are used. You are used and something's happening. So you ain't got to tell them.
And you're not going to even be able to break your momentum at that point.
Even if you do break the momentum, you're not going to shun people for singing. Mm-hmm. I mean, I wouldn't. I don't think I would. I ain't never been in a situation where that was warranted ever in my life.
What do you think about the person's insistence on joining in? Because, she was the only one. Apparently everybody else got the memo and did not. This one, you think she was a visitor? Well, I mean, why do you think she decided on this day that I'm finna join in?
What I visualized is that she actually was in the spirit and could not even hear that woman.
Couldn't even hear Kim Burrell.
Couldn't hear Kim Burrell telling her not to sing. That's what and if that's the case, Kim was wrong because she stayed on that woman till she brought her out the spirit to hear her.
That is true. You broke the whole mood. You broke the whole vibe just for you, selfishly for you.
Selfishly. God
doesn't like that.
God don't like that.
And I'm not an authority on it, but I don't think he would be too fond of that.
God don't want that. You reached out and you let God use you enough to move somebody, and then you said, excuse me, God, I need her to know not to sing over me right now because you using me. It's
almost as if she grabbed God by the shoulder and was like, excuse me, God. And
ma'am, with the mask on, I'll get back to you. No, that's not how
like it goes. You stopped God and was like, hold on one second, God, and push God to the back. Hold on 1 second.
Give me 1 second.
Give me 1 second, God.
That lady over there.
Yes.
I got to get her right.
He's not. He didn't. That's not of God at all. That's not of God. She should not have done that. That's crazy talk. But it stands to reason again with Kim Burrell and her antics. And there's always apologists for her online, but
she is absolutely really fond of herself.
I mean, she is. She is. And I guess you don't get to this level of celebrity or whatever you would call it. I don't know what level of celebrity we say Kim Burrell is, but you have to have a level of selfishness, I'm pretty sure. She has it in spades.
I think selfishness can be a positive thing or a negative thing.
It can be.
And I think that the selfishness we're seeing for her is not positive.
Yes. It's arrogance almost.
Not almost.
Arrogance.
Yeah.
Period. Not confidence, not self-assurance, but arrogance.
Braggadocious.
Braggadocious.
And it is, what is it, baby? One word.
Déclassé. That is it. Back at you again in season 3. Déclassé. Y'all know what it is. When we say it's déclassé, it is déclassé. So I sent you this conversation between Ocho and Shannon Sharpe. I thought that you would get a kick out of this. Of course,
out of it, baby. That thing was funny to me.
Here's the thing. Of course, we're coming off the heels of the NFC and the AFC championship games. Have not been following football this year outside of the highlights and watching people go back and forth this year. I can't even remember the last time that I've actually watched the game all the way through, and I'm pretty verklempt about that because I was very intent over the years in watching games on Sunday. But other things I think have taken precedent. But at any rate, we have a Super Bowl coming up with the 49ers, with the Kansas City Chiefs. And it's at the point now where I think Black America at least, is sick of the Kansas City Chiefs because we are sick of seeing Taylor Swift and her homogenized, gentrified swag surf that she has done. First of all, the audacity, the unmitigated gall of whatever reporter that was to report on the swag surf and to do an article on the swag surf and to actually credit Taylor Swift for quote unquote starting the new football trend with the swag surf. How dare you, sir? How dare you, Taylor Swift? How dare you? All of those. I'm going to show you when we get done with this, Brock. I got to show you the picture. You've seen the picture of the white people doing the swag surf?
I saw the video.
It's the most horrible thing I've ever seen. I watched it with disgust. And I'm going to also tell you, I scanned that crowd. I purposely scanned that crowd because I wanted to see how many black people were dispersed in that crowd of unrhythmic, offbeat swag surfers. And I saw about three or four maybe. And I'm pretty sure it was a big crowd. It might have been more people out there. But if you are a black person and you participated in that swag surf in Kansas City, a pox on your entire household. and your family. A pox. And you have to look that up. That's a theater term, and it's an olden term. A pox on your whole family line if you got your black ass out there in that white swag surfing. First of all,
baby, what are you talking? Do you have a problem with the
I got a problem with the white people doing the swag surf. They stole it.
Swag surfing belongs to black people?
Yes, we created swag surfing.
Okay, so you have, it ain't Taylor Swift, it's the white folks.
It's Taylor Swift, because they're saying that Taylor Swift is the head of this. All of this swag surfing and all of this new energy that's come to the Kansas City Chiefs is because Taylor Swift is dating Travis Kelce, and she's up there in the skybox. And now you got Shannon Sharpe, who will piss me off on every other day with his thoughts. He gets on his Nightcap podcast with Ocho, and he says that Taylor Swift has made this much money in ad revenue or generated such and such by her mere presence. And he asked Ocho, who else can do that? And Ocho was like, Beyonce. And Shannon Sharpe said, she can't do it. No, she can't. No, she can't. No, she can't. And Chad said, no, she can't. No, she can't. Ocho, no, she can't. No, she can't. And I got pissed off again, because in my head, I started picturing those white people doing the swag surf again, and I got mad. And then here is Shannon Sharpe, black ass. Now you talking about Beyonce can't generate the same kind of revenue that Taylor Swift can. And I think that's false.
Of course it's false.
I will say this, just to be on the side of fairness and to play devil's advocate, because Taylor Swift is white and there's more white people in America. There are some white people that will not fuck with Beyonce because she is black. The racism factor can chip off a huge percentage of those folks off top. But I think if Jay-Z and Beyonce, let's just say not even Jay-Z, let's just say Beyonce and her sister Solange was in that box and Solange was dating somebody on the Kansas City Chiefs team, I think the same thing would be happening. Maybe not getting as much press because, of course, she's black, but I think the revenue and I think the number of people coming to those games, I think would have been different. Do you think that Taylor Swift and Beyonce are on equal levels as artists in the world right now? Be honest.
I don't know. When I think about Taylor Swift's tour, didn't she make as much as Beyonce?
And she did. And she had a movie. Can't take it away from Taylor Swift. She's doing her thing, but she ain't just lapping Beyonce like that.
I don't like how he tried to make it seem like she'll swallow her up and spit her out.
Yeah,
that's just... But
not too much on that, sir.
Shannon halfway be kind of trolling. I think he just be trying to get some controversy going so people can draw in. Hence Cat Williams and all that stuff. He likes getting messy stuff started.
He's got to figure it out.
People come in to,
And he's a country dude, so he knows how to incite. Because he'll get on that couch. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. Come on now. Come on.
I'm just a messenger.
Hey, that was a pretty good Shannon Sharpe impression, baby.
It's easy.
It is easy. You just got to sound super country.
Yeah,
that's it. And lisp the words a little bit. That's it.
No, man. Come on, man.
Come on now. Come on.
So outdone. He wasn't even prepared for all the opposition.
He wasn't.
He was so outdone. He was just like, what?
He was like, shit. And Shannon was so animated. And Chad was like, wait a minute. Are you that strongly in opinion of it? Like, I was hoping you'd be like, oh, okay.
He's trying to get that white bread. That's what he's trying to do. He is on a bag hunt, clearly. Because he is really about ready to wallow in some dirt to get some views and to get some people to pass through his pages and whatnot.
I cannot get that swag surfing out of my head. I'm disgusted.
Taylor Swift been appropriating
and misappropriating.
Both. Her whole career. So I'm not even really surprised at it. They might want to watch out because she seemed to have you know what? So let's think about this. When Jessica Simpson was dating Tony Romo and she was in the stands, she didn't incite all this hoopla.
People didn't really care.
Dallas Cowboy fans cared because she seemed to bring a bunch of bad whackness.
I got to be honest with you. I think Tony Romo already had the whackness on him. Now that we in hindsight.
But when she started coming in, he was having to whack, not whack. Whack, not whack.
Like that.
There was always whackness, but sometimes he was not as whack.
He would touch greatness for a moment.
Yeah.
A brief moment.
It was not dependable under any circumstance.
Jessica Simpson, I don't think I guess for her time, she could have been Taylor Swift-ish or close to it. Maybe. She wasn't Britney Spears. She was like Kmart Britney Spears. Or was that Christina Aguilera? Which one would be considered to be great value Britney Spears at the time?
Christina Aguilera was even above Jessica Simpson.
Yeah. So she was third. So she was like the great value Britney Spears, or maybe the great value Christina Aguilera, one of the two at the time. So she was number 3 on the totem pole. If Tony Romo had been dating Britney Spears, it could have been a different thing. Christina Aguilera, maybe, but he was like, Jessica Simpson. She was the only one that was really available at the time. I don't know. I think the other two was out whoring it up, I think.
Yikes.
At any rate, real quick, before we get out of here, we got to touch on it. I know you haven't paid that much attention to it, but I got to ask you because it's been on the timeline. Nicki Minaj and Meg Thee Stallion. You been following any of that? Uh-oh, did I lose you? Did I lose you?
Ooh, I swear I was hoping we could make it out this podcast.
No, we got to ask you. I just got to ask you just from somebody who's not looking for it, but it keeps popping up on the timeline. You got to have an opinion by this point. And you did watch the video. I saw you watch the Meg Thee Stallion video, by the way. So you in now.
I watched both of them.
Did you?
I did. And
it's a video for Bigfoot?
Well, it's some content.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think both of them can rap. I really didn't catch what was so Nicki Minaj pointed in Meg's hiss.
Oh, when she said Megan's Law, that's specifically a sex offender law where you can't go within a certain amount of yards from a school or a playground or anywhere where there are kids.
Oh, so that's why Nicki got so fire hot mad.
Yeah, but you get mad at the truth. Your husband is a convicted sex offender.
Well, that's what usually make people mad, the truth. And so she made a whole diss song about Megan because of one line.
I think so. I think that was the only line that might have been directly or indirectly about Nicki Minaj.
Struck dog.
Hit dog hollered.
That's what it seemed like.
Nicki Minaj stayed on live
72 hours.
72 hours straight. Now, of course, there were jokes about how in the world Nicki Minaj could stay on live for 72 hours because there's speculation that, she does a little bit of that, You know what I'm talking about? There's a speculation.
To ride the white horse?
A little bit of that,
You did it again, and I still don't know what that is.
You know what I'm talking about? You remember the movie where the dude did that? And he was talking about them snorting cocaine and doing all the shit, but he just made the sounds.
Was it Kevin
Never mind.
Hart?
It might have been Kevin Hart.
It seemed like something Kevin Hart would
It might have been Kevin Hart. It might have been Kevin Hart. But yeah, so there was a joke about that because she stayed on live for 72 hours.
She was really struck. That thing hit her hard. And Meg ain't said nothing.
It hit her hard. She hasn't even responded. Like it hit. She 42 years old. Megan Thee Stallion is 28. You 42.
She's not happy with her life choices.
She can't be. You married to a sex offender. I mean, it is what it is. He can't go around kids. You gotta be
prepared for that. You a rapper. You got to be prepared for people to come at you.
Hey, in battles, there's nothing off limits. I wasn't even mad at the shot she was taking at Meg's mom being dead. It's a battle.
That was a little far for me.
But it's a battle. It goes there.
I think if only other MCs can understand you going there, it's too far. Because y'all ain't the only ones that's listening.
That is true. And I agree. You remember, I don't think a lot of people remember the diss song that Jay-Z put out after Nas put out Ether. Because when Nas put out Ether, they're pretty much dead at the whole thing. He destroyed them. But Jay-Z did put out the Super Ugly diss track, and then that was the track where he was talking about having sex with Nas's baby mama on the back seat, and everybody clowned him and got on him for that, and they was like, oh man, that's too far. Not only was the song not good and the response not good, you went for the jugular in the same fashion that Nicki is going for the jugular, going for something for the shock value. Like, when you have to go there, you've already lost the battle at that point. When you got to get to that point, we got to talk about dead mamas and, nutting on the baby's car seat and all that kind of shit. Yeah.
Not professional at this point. It's totally personal.
Yeah.
And people don't really care. We don't want to hear about your personal beef. Like, people act like they do, but they really don't want to hear about the personal stuff. They want to go blow for blow, rap for rap. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Let's go like that. But I don't know. I would be honest with you. I was already on the fence about Meg. Nicki has always been touch and go for me, so I'm not even excited about this. Nicki and Remy had me excited. I was excited about their little thing they was doing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Nicki and Cardi had me a bit excited. This, not so much. I'm not a big fan of either one of them. I don't think either one of them. Meg rapped her butt off. She rapped. She did rap.
That was a good diss record.
Nicki has a delivery that she can make anything sound good.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't necessarily have to be pointed. You know what I'm saying?
She has inflection. She's got delivery. She has the character and her delivery and her voice. I
don't think she met Megan where Megan was. So if it was who you giving it to, it's 1-0 Meg. So
when you in a battle, you gotta. This is about lyrics. The stuff that Nicki does when she does her voice like this and that's not battle tested delivery. Okay,
it's entertaining.
It's entertaining, and that's what you put on the records that you put on the radio. But this is a battle. You got to rap. That's not gonna rap the way that you are doing your thing right now. And the Bigfoot record, it is getting trashed all over the internet. Nobody likes it. Yeah, she better come on with number 2 immediately.
With a hardcore diss record,
you don't
it's
need
gotta be no Vaseline or Ether.
Yeah, Cube didn't say, hey, I got 3 more diss records after No Vaseline. It was just one. That was it. Nas didn't say, I got 2 more records after Ether. That was it. That was the end of it. Like, when it's one record, you dead, and we moving on to the next thing. You got 4 records that you finna drop, and Meg still ain't said anything at all, and probably is not.
If she doesn't, that would be the best thing she could possibly do. I don't want her to get pushed into feeling the need to respond. I want her to stay right where she is.
Nicki and her whole team should be paid for the amount of promotion that they did for Megan's Hiss record, because they stayed promoting and talking about it first.
She got some kind of Hiss. She broke some kind of record.
She did.
For streaming or something.
She did. At any rate, we're going to see what's happening with this battle as the days progress, but we're going to wrap up what we're doing here, and we're going to progress on and do what we do. We appreciate y'all, of course, for tuning in to According to Kaz and Queen, because this is what we do, and stay tuned with us, and make sure you're following us on all social media platforms. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you can, all right, and get us up to 1,000 subscribers. All of that good stuff, man. Make sure you go to the website, get the T-shirts, all of that gravy, all of that good stuff. This is the second half of season 3, and we get to it. You know how we do it. I'm a poet. You didn't even know it.
It's not the second half of season 3.
It is the second half of season.
Episode.
This is the second half of season 3. We started season 3 before the holiday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then.
Catch up now. Catch up.
I'm rolling with you, bro.
Catch up. There it is. All right. So anyway, we about to get out of here. I'm Kaz.
And I'm Queen.
And this is According to Kaz and Queen. We'll holler at you guys next time. All right, peace out.
Hey.